Brad, can you just talk about what happened with Kyrie and Aaron in the beginning of the game, and how long it took you to overcome the loss of him?
Well, I mean, I don't think we ever overcame it per se, other than the fact that, you know, obviously when you lose him, you don't have Al. Becomes harder to score. But I thought our guys were actually generating pretty good shots there, especially in the third quarter. That's when we kind of turned it around offensively. We just didn't make a lot of them, but we were starting to look like ourselves a little bit, and then or who we want to be. And then in the fourth quarter, we made enough to hold them off, and our defense, you know, went up to a different level in that third and fourth quarters. They really competed at a high level, and you know, that was like Charlotte came in here. They were really well prepared. They played really hard. You know, they were taking us out of what we wanted. So I don't know that it was just losing Kyrie early. I also think it's a tribute to. I thought it was them taking us out of what we wanted to do.
I also wanted to ask about Kyrie. Did you talk to him?
Haven't talked to him, but he sent a text to a group of us, you know, right when we walked back into the coach's office, and it said, "Way to go, great win, blah, blah, blah." And so he obviously watched the end of the game. He left at halftime, so I have not talked to him yet.
How much of a role did defense play in that fourth quarter, especially early, once you guys got on that 20-3 run?
Yeah, I mean, they missed a couple of shots, but I also thought they hit some tough ones throughout the game that we were really working hard to contest, and maybe I do think our length was a huge factor in the game. Ability to switch was a huge factor in the game. Marcus Morris's switch on Kemba at the end of the game is as good as you can do. That was picture perfect. Kemba has, you know, created more highlight reels out of people that switch than probably anybody around, and so Marcus just did a tremendous job. Made him take a really tough shot, and then we have to rebound because we were small in there. The guys really battled, and that's been a consistent theme of this team. It has not been, you know, offensive piece of art by any means. It's been an offensive piece of art half the time, but it's you know, our defense has kind of kept us in it. Not that I know of. So at halftime, they said they were going to monitor him through the next 36 hours or 24, whatever the typical timeline is. So not that I know of. But I have not talked to the doctors after the game.
Brad, I understand your focus play to play and in the moment, but is there any part of you that's taken a step back and just seen how surreal this is? You know, you're losing guys.
No, I mean, I think it's, yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, you need your guys available as much as possible, and that, you know, that shows itself true over the course of time. But everybody's got a role to play, a job to do. You got to do what you do best, and you got to do it well. You got to come in and be prepared to do it. You know, I thought Gershon in the fourth quarter had a chance to shoot a ball that he may have been open, but he made an extra pass, and it was a corner three, and it was the right play. You know, I thought we had a number of the right plays in the fourth quarter, and you know, when you're down guys, that becomes more important to make those right plays, and we didn't do it enough in the first half.
Brad, the lineup to start the fourth quarter with Gershon, Larkin, you stuck with that a long time. What made you stick with that? And then can you talk about Shane's contribution tonight?
Well, I just, you know, I said at the start of the fourth, I actually said, like, hey, you guys, most of you haven't been here before that are playing right now in a game like this, but, like, if you get some stops and string a few buckets together, this place is going to get fun. And you know, that group was the one that did it. That group was the one that got us right there, ended up taking the lead. And then I thought we made some really good individual driving plays late. You know, Jason Tatum and Terry, and you know, Marcus obviously hit a huge shot in that last 30 seconds.
Brad, at the end of the first half, there was a moment where you took out Gershon after it looked like he was supposed to foul Dwight. What was the message to him then, and how do you think he really implemented it in the second half? Well, we didn't foul on purpose in the second half, obviously, but you know, that's one of those things that he's new to the NBA. You know, you
you put him in, and we wanted to keep fouling, obviously, and he didn't the first time, and then he did when it was under 2 minutes. But you know, that's what that really boils down to. Jared is horrible coaching, and because he should know what he's supposed to do when he goes in, and he should know when he can't do it. So it's not his fault; it's ours.
Brad, you've won 11 straight despite a number of hiccups, we'll call them, along the way. What can you say about the resiliency of this team and their ability to fight down the stretch?
Well, I think that this team has a chance to be one of those teams that is just kind of fight through adversity all the way through. But we'll see, right? So we're only 13 games in, but I do think we said yesterday we've got a lot of things we've got to correct, a lot of things we got to get better, but the best indicator of us is the way we fly around for rebounds. When we are really locked in and engaged, we really rebound, especially on the defensive glass. You see our guards flying in from everywhere, and you can kind of feel that energy, and it leads to playing well on both ends.